open this forum, so I'm also given the task to close it. Ang hirap talaga itong napasukan kong trabaho yan. Anyway, if you care, you may want to recall what we were trying to convey this afternoon, and the message is that we're looking good. We're looking at 2015 is looking good, and beyond 2015 it's looking good. In fact, Hans said, well, if I may quote you, Hans, next 24 months appear good. We expect robust economic performance. That's the good news. But then the discussion this afternoon, based on the way I hurriedly took down notes, uncovered a number of points that we have to address if we really want robust economic performance this year, next year, and beyond. And not necessarily in this order. I'll just do some sort of a recitation just to refresh our memories on what we have discussed, and also for us to be able to have some takeaway message. Now, before that, it seems that at the macro level, we're doing fine. Macroeconomic fundamentals are great. Low inflation, there are no strong headwinds. I don't know if Mr. Neri will agree with it. In tomorrow's papers, maybe you might have a different take. But, well, no strong headwinds ahead. Oil prices seem to be going normal, but Eudora said normal seems to be $70 or maybe even 80 a barrel, which is a far cry from 110, 120 that we were staying at before this oil price decline happened. So the macro level, we're looking good. But it's at the micro level when we try to uncover, to unpack what's the macro. At the micro level, there we have a number of issues. And one big issue is SME creation, growth of SMEs, listing them in the boards, because in the Philippine Development Plan, a key strategy there is to create jobs, and creating jobs by way of supporting the development and growth of SMEs. So what gives? Now, what gives is that maybe it's very difficult to really organize to create firms. Maybe not very difficult to create established micro enterprises or own account firms. But when you talk of SMEs, that's more difficult to organize. And this will call for a lot of coordination and cooperation amongst a lot of people. I was told that, okay, in these coming years, it's not really about a very individualistic or very competitive approach. But it's more about when we go to the labor market, to the workplace, it's more about how workers and how capitalists and potential SME entrepreneurs, how they can collaborate, how they can cooperate. How can they, in this era of disruption, technology, calamities, all of this, how firms and individuals can more easily adjust to emerging situations? And I bring you to what our new PIDS research agenda will try to conduct in the next 5 years. It's about building resilient systems. So we talk of firms, we talk of individuals, but at the bottom there is, okay, in a country like the Philippines, visited by no less than 20, 22 typhoons, including man-made disasters called politicians. Sorry. Oh, I'm being taped. I always forget. But anyway, I wouldn't take back what I said. Politicians can be disasters, some of them. So the key is how to build these resilient systems. And during our discussion this afternoon, we sort of, without you probably noticing it, we listed a number of issues, a number of things that we have to look at for us to be able to build resilient, highly adjustable, very innovative individuals and firms. One is what we just said a while ago, when we tried to analyze this underemployment, the need to really improve the quality of human capital. Philippines is, I think, is making the mistake of always telling the neighbors, oh, we are very good in English and we are far ahead of you in this or that. But that's, in my mind, already a myth. because our facility, the superiority we think we have in English, it's not there. Well, you go out, you talk to locals, yeah, they can converse, but beyond 3 sentences, they clam up. There's nothing there. There's just a few of us who can really converse, communicate, express our ideas in this language, and that to be symptomatic of the deterioration of the quality of Filipino human capital. So that's really a very serious item, very serious issue that we must address. Second, and not necessarily, it's not in the order of importance, what Hans said about this, the counterparty in the contract. You need to have confidence that the contract will stay and that this will be some sort of on bedrock foundation. That it can't easily be overturned or can be easily changed because of political pressure or maybe even by caprice. And that's something that has to be addressed. And this tells us, seems to me that what commentators are saying is that we have probably deteriorating human capital and also weak institutions. Regulations, regulatory frameworks, regulatory institutions, these are part and parcel of what we call social capital or institutions. Now, we have to do something about this. And I would announce to you ahead of time that around September, the PIDS will be holding its first annual public policy conference. And we have chosen as theme, human capital and institutions. And this will be a regular offering of the institute, annual, because we thought that it's about time that we really pull together the analysts, practitioners, businessmen, government in one venue where we can talk sense, really try to pin down the issues and bring this to the attention of policymakers. Now more of that around September. Again, and then down to the last list, role of multilaterals, the ADB. The ADB is not trying to face itself out of a job. Maybe the World Bank is. No, that's the World Bank. They're not. And Adora mentioned the paper that we wrote for UNDP. It's Development Finance. And in that paper, we pointed out that ODA indeed is declining in relative importance to other development finance sources. You will be surprised. The biggest case still is tax financing, collection of taxes. And I'm happy that you were reporting 15%, still below 19, the average in the ASEAN. Tax financing, and then domestic borrowing, because Philippines shifted from foreign to domestic borrowing. But then also in that paper we said, well, if ODA is declining, do we still need ODA? And the quick answer to a long paper is that it has to be more strategic. And by more strategic, we said in that paper, we have to address regional public goods. Example, health issues. Health problems cut across the ASEAN. Talk of any disease. Disaster, environment, things like this. ODA addressing real market failures. Because right now PPP seems to be ripening, and we have improved our institution, and sooner or later it will become a very a good source of financing for infrastructure. But ODA can't possibly compete with PPP and also with the Chinese AIIB. So if I were a given World Bank with the slimmer envelope, maybe the best thing really is to address what we call regional public goods. We can discuss that in another word. And lastly, okay, let me bring your attention to what we mentioned, as mentioned, PSE Foundation, for example, corporate social responsibility. Now, our take here is, okay, we reviewed a number of corporate social responsibilities, and we noticed a change in the development finance landscape, that originally CSRs are really community PRs. So a big firm would probably create some health, establish some health center in some barangay, and then provide free medical, dental treatment off and on. But we see, what we notice is that some big firms are really trying to address development issues, health, education, and I was in Macbu. You know where Macbu is? Cotabato. I went up the EDC, and we saw there how private company is trying to provide public goods in terms of scholarships, in terms of training for manobos, to the extent of hiring manobos supervisors in this private firm. And I asked myself, where is government here? There's no government, but private sector is there, CSR. CSRs all over the world are now morphing into a good source of development finance. And I wonder if there is here a need for government, private sectors, civil society to really work together, coordinate, collaborate. After all, as Rodney Cruz said, really it's a problem of coordination, problem of cooperation. So that's a challenge that that we as a derivative of the discussion this afternoon. It's not yet in our report, but we can still insert a paragraph. My co-author agrees, of course, she should. And finally, and this is final. Okay. Yeah, that's final. I think I've said what may nalimutan ba. My apology to my classmate Bernie Baste and behalf of Adora. She didn't mean it. Alam mo, may mga seniors, madali na kaming mga yung mga sensitive na tayo ng mga senior citizen. Bernie, pasensya ka na. We were classmates in UP School of Economics. Okay, Bernie. Okay. So, see you in the next PIDS seminar, workshop. Hopefully. I hope you enjoyed your afternoon. Thank you.